Taking a live look over Houston this morning, it has been a wet start to the Saturday with winter weather on the way. Good morning, I'm Cheryl Mercedes.
And I'm Katira Winfrey. Our team of meteorologists have issued a weather impact alert through Monday. And we want to send things over to our Chris Ramirez. Chris, the rain is kind of getting everything going this morning.
That is true. The good news is that we're going to see that rain end for just a brief period of time. But of course, it's those temperatures that are going to continue to fall throughout the morning and throughout the day. Here's a look at what we're seeing across Texas. It is currently -1 out in Amarillo, 36 in Austin. Your front is definitely moving through the Houston area, so temps are going to be falling throughout our day here across Houston, even though we're going to spend much of the day above freezing. So as we look at the current conditions in terms of our radar, we're seeing that rain for the most part just well off towards the east of us. You're still looking at some heavy showers along 45, even Galveston seeing some moderate to heavy rainfall, but you're able to see those temperatures above freezing in the 40s here across Houston. Areas in the northwest of town, Brenham, Navasota, falling already into the 30s. And so we are seeing some of that precipitation starting to switch over to the freezing precipitation for areas northwest of Houston. But for the most part also, we are looking at some lightning strikes happening just offshore Galveston. There is a flood advisory in place for portions along 288 up near Angleton. But we are expecting that brief period of rain to end currently right now. But if you take a look across Texas and across into northern portions of the state, they're already looking at some snow showers. It's already switched over to a wintry mix out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we are going to start seeing more of those reports of impacts across the state, not only just to the west of us, but for us here across the Houston area. So as we look at our future track, models have been pretty consistent of what we've seen for the past couple of days. A break between now and at least 4 p.m. But once we head closer towards 5 o'clock is when we're going to start seeing those temperatures drop into the lower 30s. That's when we were expecting to see more of those showers to switch over to that freezing rain. It's going to be the ice accumulation threat that we're going to have to really keep an eye on as we head into the overnight hours between midnight and 3 a.m. We're expecting some pretty heavy precipitation there as we're going to be about freezing in the overnight hours here across Houston. And that could really lead to dangerously travel hazardous conditions across the area, especially when it comes to those bridges and overpasses. And then the coldest of those temps expected to be in the early hours of Monday. The weekend ice potential expecting about 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulations here across the Houston area, but we're expecting more of that widespread, more of that thicker ice accumulations for areas from Huntsville to Lufkin. So we're tracking the latest. I'll have more on that timeline later in my full weather forecast. Back to you.
See you then, Chris. Thank you. As you get ready for this winter storm, we are here with the latest from officials to keep you informed. So far, there's not a major power issue, but we've got team coverage this morning. And our Devon Rahming has the latest on the work TxDOT is doing to repair our roadways. We'll get to him in just a moment.
But meanwhile, thousands of flights are being canceled this weekend, and the Houston airport system is taking precautions. Troy Kless joins us live this morning from Bush Airport with the very latest.
Yeah, Katira, we are here, and right now here inside Terminal A, the conditions appear to be normal, though the FAA has said that it is possible that there could be a ground stop or delay at both Bush and Hobby airports until noon. But the Houston airport system says that it has a plan to keep its planes and runways ready for these wintry conditions. Take a look at some of the video that they shared with us this week, and you can see the Houston airport is using its own de-icing equipment at both Bush and Hobby airports. There are specialized teams that are also treating the airfield and airport roadways, which will be tested regularly to ensure that the aircraft are safe. But again, here inside Terminal A at Bush, several passengers, some leaving ahead of the storm, say so far they're running into few delays.
I'm happy to leave because I don't know what you guys are going to do with no salt or no snow trucks. So the flight was delayed at first in the morning, and then they kind of undelayed it and delayed it again and undelayed it, but we don't know what's going to happen.
The Houston airport system says it is working with airlines to minimize operational disruptions, and other travelers tell us that, today so far that they haven't been experiencing any issues, but the Houston airport system is asking customers to check directly with their airlines for the most updated flight information. We'll hear more from travelers about what they're seeing so far here at the airport coming up at 9:30. Reporting live at Bush Airport, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, a lot of airlines were encouraging folks to rebook earlier this week. Thank you, Troy.
Well, they're staying on top of it there, but TxDOT crews have been working to keep roads as safe as possible, hitting major freeways with a treatment designed to slow ice from forming.
Yeah, our Devon Rahming joins us live this morning with how this works. And Devon, what else should drivers know if they have to be on the roads this weekend?
Hey, good morning, Cheryl and Katira. So yeah, we are live here outside of TxDOT's West Central location, just off the North Freeway here, where you can see their trucks, the brine trucks, are ready to go as crews are showing up to work this morning to get back out on the roads. Now, as of yesterday, TxDOT crews were out spraying a brine solution on major freeways and secondary roads, a step officials say can make a big difference when temperatures drop. TxDOT crews began treating Houston area roads ahead of this weekend's winter weather, spraying a brine solution along major corridors like I-10, the 610 loop, and Highway 290. Now, what is the brine? Well, the brine is a mixture of salt and water. It works by lowering the freezing point of moisture on the pavement, helping prevent ice from bonding to the roadway and improving traction for drivers. Crews started treating portions of I-10 and Highway 290 Thursday and continued working through Friday morning, moving in convoys to cover both major freeways and secondary roads. Now, if conditions worsen and ice begins to build up, TxDOT says crews will switch to spreading a gravel and salt mixture to help break up ice and create traction, primarily so emergency vehicles can still get through. Officials are stressing that even if you see gravel on the road, it does not mean conditions are safe for regular travel. Again, they are urging drivers to stay home this weekend if you don't have to be out on the roads. And again, this is more so specifically for people who have to be out, like first responders and emergency crews going to save people's lives in the event of the storm this weekend. Of course, we're going to have much more coming up in our next half hour on preparations as we get ready for what this winter storm will bring. Reporting live in Northwest Harris County, Devon Rahming, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to add to the trouble those first responders may face out there. Devon, thank you.
Time to stay home this weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your time is 9:07.
And still ahead this morning, as the winter